Hello there, fellas and ladies, and welcome back to Goodfellas Garage. Today I have a very special car I want to show you, so let's get to it. And no, it's not the electric smart car behind me. I can't be caught dead in one of these, but it's one of those cool cars that we have over here for you. And it's this one right here. It's a 1994 Dodge Viper with only 10,000 miles on the clock. It's an all original car, and it's becoming harder and harder to find first generation Vipers in good condition because for the longest time the values were kind of low on these cars, and a lot of people bought them and abused them and modified them, and they drove the crap out of them. So it is very difficult to find a clean Viper, and this is a prime example of the early Dodge Viper. Like I said, 1994, only 10,000 miles, all original car. And I had a poster of this car on my bedroom wall. I still have a model in my house of a 1996 GTS. I absolutely love these cars. I think the design is phenomenal. I mean, they look beautiful, and you know, the first gens are the true enthusiast cars in my opinion. They are very raw. There's no traction control, there's no air conditioning, there's none of that stuff. And of course, let me show you around here. You have your little toupee. that's the way they came, because these cars didn't have a roof, and this is what you got for windows. All of that stuff is removable. Even the back window, this is all removable. And if you notice something here, there are no door handles. So how do you get in? Well, there's a something called Security System 2000. There's a little zipper here that you undo. Come on. All right, and then you have to reach in there and you have to grab the interior door handle, and that's how you get in. So this is a theft deterrent system in here. And of course, once the thief gets inside the car, then you have another theft deterrent here, which is manual 6, you know. So that's that. You know, most people in this country can't drive a manual transmission, but that's basically how you get inside the car. There are no door handles. There, you know, the hood opens. Actually, the latch for the hood is on the outside. It is right here. We'll open the hood in a minute. But this is how these cars were. This was supposed to be a modern version of the Shelby Cobra, and that was the intent behind this car. You know, with the huge V10 engine under the hood, you know, long nose, short back, and there's no nannies, there's no computers, there's no stability control, no traction control, none of that stuff. This car doesn't even have air conditioning. Now, in 1992 through 1993, there was no air conditioning available. Now, in 1994, air conditioning became an option. This car doesn't have it because, you know, if you think about it, this car doesn't really need it. You know, you really wouldn't drive this car with the toupee on. And I'll take it off in a little bit, so when we take it for a drive, because it's really difficult to see out of it with all this crap on it. But these were just phenomenal cars, and you know, I can't believe that something like this actually got green lighted at Chrysler. But these are just such awesome cars. And this one, again, it's in phenomenal condition. And this particular car belongs to Prime One Motorsports, as usual, as do a lot of cars in here, except the wagon. The wagon is actually mine. And I did the video with the wagon a couple of weeks ago, and I was actually so impressed with this wagon that I bought it from Prime One Motorsports, and I love this thing, and it's by far one of the most phenomenal cars I've driven in a long time. That basically, the wagon basically combines all these cars that you see in here into one, and it does it so well. I absolutely love it. But back to the Viper. Let's look under the hood and see what we have under there. To open the hood, as I mentioned earlier, there's no latches inside the car. So the way you do it, there's a little lever here. You gotta feel for it, and once you push it down, the hood opens up to the first position, and then there's another latch here. You're gonna kind of go sideways, difficult to do with one hand, and then it pops to the second position. And normally you really need two guys to do this, but I'm here by myself, so I'll try to do my best. And this is it's a very, very expensive hood, so you have to be very careful with this. It's a largest piece, I think, in the automotive industry, and you don't want to damage this. But there you have it, folks. V10. And no, this is not a truck engine. No, this did not come out of Dodge Ram. This was developed with Lamborghini. Lamborghini helped Dodge develop this engine because at the time Lamborghini was owned by Chrysler. So it's a absolutely massive engine, 400 horsepower, 465 pound-feet of torque, if I remember correctly. And Jay Leno is a big fan of these. He has a 92 first year, and one of the, I think it's either car number 2 or car number 3 or something like that off the assembly line. And he absolutely loves this car. He always talks about it in every single video of his. And it is amazing because 400 horsepower was really unheard of back in the day. And to have that kind of power in a domestic car was absolutely amazing. So let's take it for a ride. Kept it to pay for noise purposes because there's a lot of wind noise. And the cool thing about this car is that it is so raw, it is so analog. This is a true successor to the Shelby Cobra. And like I mentioned before, there's nothing in here. This car doesn't have the air conditioning option that was available in 1993. I mean, there's nothing in here. There are a couple of gauges, and that's about it. And it's a very interesting car to drive. If you've never driven a Viper, I strongly suggest that you do so. A friend of mine used to own a 96 GTS that I absolutely love, and I put a lot of miles on that car, so I'm very familiar with the Dodge Viper. And I'm not going to do anything crazy with this one. I'm not going to floor it or do anything insane, because I am scared of these cars. And these early Vipers, they require a lot of skill, a lot of attention to what you're doing. I simply don't have the skill to be able to get this car out of a slide or to prevent it from wrapping around the tree. So I'm not going to do anything crazy. But if you're seeking a pure driving experience, a car that doesn't have electronics, doesn't have infotainment systems, traction control, etc., this is a car for you. This is a great driving experience. The whole point of this car is just brute force. That's about it. I mean, just go as fast as you can and don't worry about anything else. And that's the beauty of this car. If you're looking for creature comforts, they're not here. And the interior is a Chrysler, typical Chrysler cheapy. Everything is cheap in here. The plastics are the cheapest crap that they could possibly find. They threw in here, but that's not the point of the car, right? If you're buying something like this, you're not really concerned about the interior quality. All you want is the raw power that you get from this absolutely magnificent V10, and that's all you could possibly ask for. And the idea is you go as fast as you can, and you hope that you don't crash, because safety equipment is not existent. There are no airbags, seatbelt was probably optional too in 1994. And if you're wondering about the roll bar, that's not really a roll bar, that's just decorative. There's actually a sticker somewhere in the door that says that if you roll over, you're gone. So drive at your own risk. And this is a car for, like I said, a true car enthusiast and a real professional. You have to be a really good driver to be able to drive this thing at the limit and not crash. So, well, fellas, I hope you enjoyed this quick video as much as I enjoyed this ridiculous Dodge Viper. And if you're interested in this car, let us know. We're more than happy to talk to you about it. And also keep in mind that we're always buying cars. We're always on the hunt for interesting, cool cars, sports cars, especially Ferraris, Lamborghinis, stuff like that. So if you have one you want to sell, just let us know. Thanks for watching. Peace.